Tonight on the SmackDown Live AfterBuzz TV After Show, 3 debuts tonight, Survivor Series, Fallout, and the Bludgeon Brothers finally arrive. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I don't know if we're going to hear this music on SmackDown, but for now, this is one of the newest superstars, and we're going to break her debut down live on AfterBuzzTV.com, the AfterBuzz TV YouTube page, iTunes, SoundCloud. You're liking, subscribing, telling your friends and your foes about AfterBuzz TV and the wrestling channel for AfterBuzz TV. What is up, everybody? I'm Christian Rosenberg. Twitter, @WillRosenberg. Instagram, @TheWillRosenberg. T-shirts, HoraceandTees.com/Christian Rosenberg, and of course, ColorandNobleBrand.com. Promo code Rosenberg. Save yourself 10%. I have a Thanksgiving Day extravaganza crew this week.
Woo! Gobble, gobble.
Gabby and Scott are off being thankful with family and stuff, but fear not, because we have a full house here tonight. First off, the lovely lady to my left, you know her on the pay-per-view after shows. You can also see her on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood on the CW network @ Denise Salcedo. What up, Denise Salcedo?
That's me, and I'm glad to be back on the SmackDown After Show, at least for today.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Over there, making his best Carson Wentz impression with a Carson Wentz jersey. Actually, the Eagles are really freaking good this year.
So good.
They are really good.
I don't know what to do about it.
You're so used to, like, having bad teams.
Like, I'm so used to them being frustrating or, like, not great. I'm Steve Kaufmann. You find me on Twitter @Steve Kaufmann.
Yeah, Steve Kaufmann.
We're just going to talk about the Eagles otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, I think.
And also filling in. Oh, no, it is Tom Connoly.
It is.
Hey,
It
Tom
is.
the Com.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing lovely tonight.
I feel like that was sarcastic.
I am ready to rage.
Already?
What?
That's like
Yeah.
to start the show.
Yeah, let's
We
do
haven't
it.
done this in a long
Let's
time.
do this. Let's do this.
Brace yourself, people. Tom needs to rage.
We are like 48 hours after a 72-hour Survivor Series show. And I just got to say, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? I have spent, I don't know, countless years watching wrestling over the.
You've been a fan for a little bit.
A long time, a very long time. And what the heck are they? What is going on in this place anymore? Like,
Where do you want to start?
It's more of the main event of Survivor Series. The rest of the show was okay. It was fine. It was good wrestling. Okay, cool. We get to this main event where we have 10 guys that have so much history between them, so many weird storylines and, matchups we've never seen before, things we were excited to get to, and I'm watching this and I'm excited and I'm pumped and I'm sitting down, and what happens first? Knock a loser, because that's what I'm calling her now.
Wow.
Goes out first.
Shame on you for calling him that, but go on.
It's not me, it's them. They're making me call him that. Like, this guy comes up with such fanfare. People love him. You could see it listening to it. You don't even have to watch. You could just listen and know that people love this guy. Yet he's the first person eliminated on that team? Like, come on. That is just ridiculous. The fact that it comes down to Shane McMahon being the only one left on his team, the guy that's not even a wrestler.
Well, the commissioner is easily the strongest of them all.
No, obviously he's not.
That's not what it means?
I don't know. The thing I want to rage about is, like, I don't get where this company is going. Like, the future.
WrestleMania.
I obviously, so Triple H can win again. Like,
Yes.
I looked it up after this. I was so just distraught of, okay, it ends with Triple H winning again. A guy that was not even in the match until 7 days before gets put in the match, and then he is on the victory. Gets the victory. I don't understand what's going on, and it really annoys me that we don't get answers to things, and there's 50 million more questions. Like, I loved Lost, the TV show, and you got 50 million questions every week, but at least towards the end or somewhere along the line, we got an answer to something. It makes no sense to build. You have all these younger guys in this match, and not all of them are eliminated first. It comes down to every old guy in this match, and it's ridiculous, and it's dumb, and if I was just watching this product and just started watching it, I would not give two craps about any of these new guys because they don't do anything with them. They bring them up from NXT, and then they lose to everybody. And you're like, how am I supposed to get behind a loser? It doesn't make any sense to me to watch it and be like, I really like this guy, but he loses every time he fights. He never gets one leg up on the bad guy, ever. It doesn't make any sense. And all of this to build to a Triple H and Stephanie versus Shane feud that, where is this going to go in the future as well? Does anybody know? Like, is it done? Is it over with now?
Well, we'll find out next week because we're out of time. Thank you so much for tuning in.
We ran out of music.
All right, I'll try to wrap this up real quick. I don't understand the whole not getting answers to things. I don't understand how Triple H is still on top yet again. Like, come on, dude. I was a huge fan of Triple H years ago. I don't even hate the guy now. I just don't like that he gets thrust into these storylines and then becomes the winner of everything. And also, I fact-checked it on Sunday night. Guess who was a survivor at the 2007 Survivor Series? Triple H.
That's my guess. Yeah.
Triple H and Jeff Hardy were the survivors of their team.
Wait,
so I cannot wait till 2027 when Triple H will be the survivor again of his team.
With Jeff Hardy.
Yes, exactly.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, Denise and Steve, you guys had the Survivor Series show where you talked a lot about that. I got to talk. I filled in on Raw this past yesterday.
What? And you filled in on Raw this week?
Yeah, Johnny asked me to fill in on Raw.
Traitor among us again.
How does that make me a traitor?
We were fighting for brand supremacy here, and you just jump right over to the other
I'm
side.
a good
I see
sport.
how it is. I see what it is. Raw wins, and he just jumps right over to the winning
Wow.
lane.
Wait. Now I have to point something out about your rant. You thought brand supremacy was a thing?
Of course.
It's the same company. It's the same roster. It's the same production.
What do you mean?
Bleeds blue.
Yeah, they
Yes.
kept score on Survivor Series.
But what we discussed very thoroughly Sunday was
how much of a joke it is?
because there were
And it
no
doesn't
stakes.
really matter.
Yes.
There
It
were
doesn't
no
matter.
stakes,
What
yeah.
did winning the night even matter?
That too. Like, I don't understand where it's like, all right, you have the baseball World Series. Winner gets home field advantage. Like, there's so many things that they have in this company.
Money in the Bank,
Money in the Bank.
30 spot.
Yes, exactly. 30. Oh, your team
More
gets
matches
one.
on SummerSlam, more matches on WrestleMania.
Like, there's so, like, it's only something little that they have to put up. It's not that they have to say, like, you are the best wrestler in the world. No. Put a little stipulation
you know what I
into
would have
it.
liked? You could have done the thing of,
I'm out of breath.
I know. Tom is going to be muted the rest of the show.
I'm going home. See you
but
guys.
one-
You're like, he
but
took up all the talking time.
one fun idea, and obviously they got to figure out some story to make it work, but the winning team gets to pick a champion from the other team to bring to their show.
That's possible.
I mean, just like a random. I mean, they'll probably have to drop the title, but then they get that superstar.
The winning team gets to pick a superstar.
Any superstar.
That's something. The number 30, honestly, and I understand.
30 isn't even good in the Rumble, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
and I understand that like. To them, they think like this is little stuff, like it's bragging rights, like let it settle it in the ring, blah blah blah. But like, you don't have to harp on it that much to just like very much at the very beginning of this Survivor Series program. All you needed to say was once. So this year, not only are Raw and SmackDown facing each other, but the prize, there's a literal prize. You get the number 30 spot in the Royal Rumble, you get Money in the Bank, and you get
The main event of WrestleMania.
the actual main event of WrestleMania. And you say that once, and then you have the commentators harp on it. We're still gonna, and like that's the MacGuffin, because we're still supposed to care about our characters, but there need to be stakes. There weren't stakes.
Yeah.
I don't have my own music for a rant segment yet.
No,
But
you don't.
instead, we got Shane basically saying, "Guys, we tried. We
Yeah.
still love SmackDown. You guys still rock." And
Guys,
then
we
blah,
gave
blah.
it the good old, that's how SmackDown started. We gave it the good old college try, everybody.
Yep.
Shane McMahon, I'm so proud of our effort.
I guess we're the B show.
Well,
Participation trophy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get those trophies out for everybody.
I feel even though technically on the scoreboard we lost, we're still the show in my heart. And that's all that matters.
You get paid by this show.
He gets paid to be there for an hour.
Yeah. I don't even know who's there
Sweet
an
gig.
hour.
He,
Yeah, sweet gig.
Shane called out Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn because he's pissed at what they did during the match, even though it really did nothing in the match. Kevin Owens and Sammy talk about how they feel sorry for Shane for having to start the show making up excuses for failing. And we would have beaten the Shield. We would have won a 5-on-2 Survivor Series handicap match. And either one of us would have beaten Lesnar. And Shane should apologize to us. And Shane says he's got 2 words for them. And Kevin and Sammy are like, no, you can't fire us because everyone back there respects us. But Shane's ready to fire them. He's interrupted by Dan O'Brien. Bryan announces tonight lumberjack match, New Day versus Owens and Zayn.
Can I just say how much I love Owens and Zayn together? They are so much fun to watch. It's like Sammy is this like quirky, I don't know, zany person, and then Owens, yeah, there you go. And then Owens is just like so mad and grouchy. You know, it just works very well together. I'm very happy that they're doing something together, and I kind of like what we saw throughout the rest of the show, which we will get into. But them kind of going around and asking the roster, kind of getting in under their skin to get some help for the lumberjack match. I just think it's so cool to see them work together, and I'm kind of really happy with what they're doing right now.
Am I the only one who's like partially on Owens and Zayn's side here?
Oh, I am.
No, 100%.
Like, I know they're supposed to be heels, and like, yes, they acted in a match that they shouldn't have.
They're heels
like,
you can relate to.
Yeah, like I side with them more than I side with Shane, who I don't know, just kind of comes off like
He's
a shill.
bitter.
Yeah, like he shouldn't have been in that match.
Right.
Like,
let alone last the longest.
yeah, like because if we're dealing on merit, like Kurt Angle has every right to step into that match because he's Kurt freaking Angle, whereas Shane McMahon is like not a wrestler.
But to be fair, as great as Kurt Angle is, I would put him in this situation the same level. Hey, he's a general manager. Technically, he shouldn't be quote unquote wrestling. He should be an authority figure. But he did, so I'm not against Shane wrestling. I'm against him being the last surviving member of the team.
Or him and Orton, whoever you like. It's just like
if you're the head
every
coach,
old dude survives.
And he kind of went back and told the story, though, because they did say that he had started all of this, you know? So
if you're the head coach of a football team that's going to the Super Bowl, but all your quarterbacks go down, and you can pick anyone, are you going...
Brett Favre.
Yourself.
No, but what I'm saying is, are you going to pick Brett Favre?
It depends. Are you
Or
Brett
Shane
Favre
McMahon?
But are you Brett Favre the coach?
No, it's
Are you
this
survive
year.
helicopter crash Shane McMahon?
It's
or
the
are
year-
you Commissioner Shane McMahon?
It's the year 2018, and your choices are Brett Favre right now or Shane McMahon right now to be a starting quarterback.
Shane does have the footwork.
Never mind.
All right. Jey Uso versus Shelton Benjamin. Kind of continuing this feud. We had Gable and Jimmy last week. Tonight, Gable and Benjamin get some revenge. Gable distracted Jey. He missed his top rope splash. And then Shelton hit the pay dirt for the win, give them a little bit of advantage. I think it's actually right that after the Usos had such a big win against the Bar, having Benjamin beat Jey tonight definitely works in trying to elevate that team of, okay, let's make these guys feel like legit number one contenders. So I'm cool with Jey losing this match tonight.
I'm also cool with Jey losing this match, but I think we've pointed out tonight as well that there seems to be a stacked tag team division, so it might get kind of frustrating if the Usos keep having the same number one contender. But
Right.
but going to the well twice, I'm not going to fault anyone.
Yeah.
3 times, 4 times.
Well, and their one match, they won by countout, so they deserve another match.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get it. Owens and Zayn, this is pretty much the theme of the show. They're in the back. They're looking for people to side with them. They run into Baron Corbin, and they tell Corbin, hey, they're gonna go after you one day too. And Corbin says he can't stand either of them. Find someone more weak-minded. So then they go to Bobby Roode, and they go ask Bobby, do you want to be like them, or should you want to stand up and be different like us? And Bobby's like, you ruined my opportunity in all of SmackDowns, even though he was long eliminated before they showed up.
that was hilarious. Be different, kids.
Yeah.
Be glorious, even.
Yeah.
He didn't even
I
say
was waiting for that,
he didn't even
actually.
say glorious.
Yeah.
So
He was so angry at them. He had rage.
Yeah, he
so
kinda-
much rage tonight.
I guess.
And
I'm like spent over here. I'm like,
Well-
I'm done.
well,
Your blood
here comes the part of the show where we're going to be talking the most about this. Now, I say we just, to be fair, because there were 2 segments with it, let's just tease it a little bit right now, and then when we get to the other part, then we could all
That's fair.
just go
That's
to
fair.
town, okay? So Naomi's backstage getting her makeup done because, you know, she should be getting her makeup done during the show as opposed to before we're on the air.
Complete for a segment she's not in.
Right. And all of a sudden, she is introduced, or not even introduced, a tap on the shoulder, it's Ruby Riott.
Yay.
Yeah, Ruby Riott, NXT, awesome superstar. Hasn't been on the main roster yet. Debuts in a backstage segment. And she's talking with her, and then all of a sudden out come Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, where they then go and beat down Naomi. Becky comes in to try to make the save, and then they beat her down and slam her in a door. Again, we're going to be getting much more into these three very soon, because I'm literally saving like half the show to talk about this. So that's why I'm kind of brushing through some of the other stuff.
I'll point out this backstage shenanigans. Mm-hmm. The three of them are doing what you think Ruby Riott would do. If Ruby Riott were a heel and came into it.
Didn't she just solidify that tonight?
No, but what I'm saying is
She was a face
What I'm
before.
pointing,
Right.
yeah, A, she was a face before, and B, I don't know who the other two are. They seem to just be following what Ruby Riott would do.
That was one of the things that I had where it was like, you know, they were pissed, they were coming in and they were attacking, but Liv was like 10 seconds like of delayed reaction. You
Yes.
know, everyone's pissed, and there was a moment where the camera caught her. She's just standing there, and she's like, oh, like kind of like glitching, and I was like, dude, like it's put on, like get ready, girl, put on the batteries. You're on SmackDown.
I'm saving all my thoughts about this for a little later.
Denise is raging now.
I'm gonna steal your thunder, Tom.
We might as well just play that theme the entire show, or at least for that segment. Shane's backstage with Dan O'Brien. Shane's talking about how he was unaware that Dano brought up the women from NXT to the main roster, and your idea of New Day getting a piece of Zayn and Owens with all the Lumberjacks also getting a piece of them. That's great. They're all going to get their piece of them, and then when the match is done, you're going to fire them. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to love it so much, I'm just going to go home and watch it from my hotel because I'm the commissioner, and I'm never here for a full show. And then he just leaves and not let Daniel talk. Daniel didn't speak this
I
segment.
thought we were gonna have a big talk between the two of them. That was what Daniel Bryan said last week. Like, hey, after Sunday, we're gonna have a sit down talk and figure out what we're doing on this show. And I guess he just got with all the other writers and was like, we don't know what we're doing, so just go home, Daniel. It's okay.
Yeah. Hype Bros versus the Bludgeon Brothers. It is time for Christian's Closet. Now that the Bludgeon Brothers have officially debuted, we need to talk about their wardrobe. You look so good to me. Love it. First off, just love it. I love the burgundy that they're matching. Who knew Luke Harper owned something other than jeans? I'm excited for that. I dig the belt that Rowan's wearing with the Bludgeon Brothers logo on the front of it. The jackets, the she mask. I'm not a fan of them bringing the hammers to the ring, but being they left them on the stage and then he just put the mask on it. As long as they never grab them to use as a weapon.
Ever again.
Ever. Never as a weapon. If they always drop it off the stage and then they magically disappear by crew. Like Kalisto's failed trampoline. As long as they do that.
The trampoline didn't fail. He fell.
And also, I love their music. That was almost some metalhead ballad type scary music.
Yeah. One thing I wish they would have done though, technically, the production wise, was keep the lights off until they get in the ring almost. Almost keep the whole Wyatt family thing of it being dark and everything. That was the only thing I think they just brought the lights up too fast. And you're like, well, these guys are supposed to be scary, intimidating.
I actually, speaking of the production of all of this, I love the way they did it, where they had the entrance and they had the camera kind of do the spinning thing around the mask. I thought that was really cool. I loved everything up until the point where they took off their jackets, because I was mentioning earlier that those outfits reminded me of different aesthetic versions of Kane's outfit. And I didn't like that because I kept seeing Kane and I was like, what is this? But I actually did like the hammer thing. I thought that was pretty cool, even though it looked like a toy, but it was still nonetheless pretty fun.
Yeah. And then they beat the Hype Bros, shockingly.
crazy.
Like, who knew?
Destroyed them.
Stay squashed.
Zach Ryder never even entered the ring. They just obliterated Mojo.
And
kind of a
what are
variation of a double team, kind of chokeslam, kind of spine buster finisher.
Or,
Well,
or like a razor's edge.
It's a
A little
but
bit.
not like
Yeah.
one
it's a
person each
double
side.
crucifix powerbomb without the powerbomb part.
Yeah,
A stand-up double crucifix powerbomb.
sure.
Yeah.
We'll go with
They'll
that.
have a better name in a week or two.
No, I think we should go
Bludgeoner.
Just go with that.
the bludgeon.
The bludgeon bash slam
the
thing.
bludgeoner.
The
That's it.
bludgeoner.
That's all we need.
Dash is backstage with Natalya. Natalya said, "We loved it when the hot mess came out to congratulate Charlotte last week." That is so wrong to say about Ric Flair. How dare you? And she'll give him something to cry about tonight. Then we get the champ, AJ Styles, talking about how he wished he could be celebrating that he slayed the beast, but it didn't happen that way. But after our match, I wasn't the one limping to the back. If you ever want a rematch in the sequel to Rocky, he wins. This match had everything I wanted that match to have. Just need to say that. I absolutely loved AJ and Lesnar.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Should have been the main event.
It really should have. Because then, like, you would have been tied 3-3. And that one, who's going to win?
Good luck convincing Triple H that it should have.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Sure.
Jinder appears on the Tron, and he says that AJ took advantage of him when he was preparing for Lesnar, so he cheated to get the title. And
Just so we're clear about this conceit, he's on the Tron from India.
no,
No.
he's on the Tron
He's there.
from the back
yeah.
with a giant India flag.
But he
behind
said
him.
he was. Did he not say he was in India?
No.
He said he let the people down, or AJ like screwed over all the people, or
I
something.
thought for
like
sure
that.
he said he wasn't in the arena. So just for context, we saw him Sunday in Houston,
No,
and
he
then
You
he
can get to India in 2 days.
and
I
then
don't
he
think he's-
left by Tuesday. I'm
No.
just saying that he was in Houston.
I don't think he said he was ever. I think he was still backstage.
Okay.
I think that was the blue.
By the
That's
way-
he just had the flag behind, which I thought was weird. I didn't like that.
By the way, Houston, get some rest. You just had 4 crazy nights of wrestling.
And they were good every night.
I
So,
thought so.
They held on.
Yeah.
They were real good. They were actually a real good crowd to Paige last night. I thought they'd be the worst. I was expecting the worst of that crowd, and it was just like, oh, cool. They're just treating her like she's Paige, and like nothing happened.
AJ makes fun of Jinder, saying, "You seem well rested since you didn't do anything at Survivor Series." And Jinder mentions that he chooses when he gets his rematch. We will clash at Clash of Champions. Singh brothers then try to attack AJ from behind. AJ destroyed them.
Beastmaster. We forgot to mention that part. That
Yeah.
was ridiculous, but hilarious.
Anytime Jinder says Beastmaster, I try to ignore it. It's not right.
Is that a meme yet? Just the old.
It's gotta be.
like the old Beastmaster books from
It's
from
gotta
middle
be.
school, and then Jinder's face turning into.
If not, someone make it.
Yeah.
I just wrote it all out for you.
Steve just made it for you. Give him like a.
But did you guys feel that scene, AJ and Jinder? I mean, we all knew this was going to happen coming back to SmackDown, but I kind of felt like I was brought from Cloud 9 back to reality after this, though.
Yep.
I was kind of like, oh, yeah, Brock and AJ done. This is Jinder and AJ. Oh.
It was a
I
hard,
think it's
it was
gonna
a
be
hard
good.
fall.
I think it's gonna be good. I loved their match a couple weeks ago on SmackDown.
Yeah,
I loved it.
but
I think the only real question is who on the SmackDown roster can Shinsuke work with to build him up to a place that the regular viewer cares that it's AJ Shinsuke.
I have an answer for you later on in the show
Okay.
because we got it.
Dun, dun,
I
You
feel
have an
we-
answer.
I feel we got to
I
tease
think
of that.
I-
I feel we
I
got to
think
tease
I
it at
know.
her.
I'm pulling up names.
Wait,
just
I
kind
have
of
an
look.
idea, but I know what your idea is, and it's definitely different.
Okay. Owens and Zayn are backstage again. They run into Rusev in English as they're practicing. And they talk about how they would rather celebrate Rusev Day than Thanksgiving. And remember, Rusev, your qualifying match got canceled, but Cena just got added in without having to qualify. New Day is jealous that Rusev Day is more popular. Oh, also, Aiden, they think you're a terrible singer. Charlotte versus Natalya. Okay. We got around 24 minutes or so in the show. Probably about 20 of that's going to be spent on this. So, they're having their match, their rematch. Everything's going fine. All of a sudden, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan come out, cause a no contest, beat down Natalya, and then beat down Charlotte.
Through the crowd, but we've already established they're signed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have established their sign because they were in a backstage segment.
Well, the other two came through the crowd too last night.
None of them got music.
Well, we don't need it yet, right?
Okay.
I thought you were going to go off on this.
So,
Oh, wait.
Who should start with all this stuff? Should it
Okay.
be me? Should it be Tom? Tom, you've raised
I know.
enough.
Somebody else go first.
I,
Okay.
I will start with one point.
Okay.
If you are Daniel Bryan, and let's say you get to pick second, you're looking at Peyton Royce, Nikki Cross, Lacey Evans, Kairi Sane, Ember Moon, Billie Kay, Bianca Belair, Aaliyah, and these three. And those are, and granted, like there's more.
To be fair, I would today right now.
To be fair, also
I would put these
Kai,
three over a couple of those ones that you mentioned.
Also, Abby Lake, Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, Tanara Conti, Vanessa
you gotta
Bourne,
wait.
Zeta.
There's a lot
Yeah, I get it. There's a
lot of
million
them.
names.
There's a million names. Not Peyton
Trish
Royce.
Stratus leading.
Not Peyton Royce or Billie Kay. Not Lacey Evans. Not Nikki Cross.
Oh no, Lacey, no.
Really?
Oh no.
You don't think so?
No,
She
not
did.
yet.
No,
Okay.
she'd
Not
be
yet.
incredible.
Okay.
I see tons of potential in her, but not yet.
If we're talking like it's a shoot, obviously you can't pick up Ember Moon because she just won the title. She's down there for a while. Obviously you can't pick up Kairi Sane because she just won the Mae Young Classic. But like Nikki Cross, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce are all ready to go. If you're plucking three to do this, those are the three. I know Nikki Cross with Sanity would make more sense, but this is just a weird pairing.
Do you want to go, Denise?
Just start from
Yes.
weird pairing.
Okay,
I think
go ahead,
I
Denise.
wish I had all the memes that I was showing you guys right before this to explain myself, but I just feel
You can retweet them later.
Yeah, I'll retweet them later. What I just feel is that it's kind of an irritating, and I get what you're saying, where they could have plucked out any of some other girls, but they're just, it's premature for them to come up to the main roster. And the same thing with what's going on Raw. Some of them just, I feel like it's not their time yet. And it's frustrating because when it was Bayley and we all wanted her to come up to the main roster, it just wasn't happening. Her hype died down. But yet with other people that we don't really care about that much, then they come up and whatnot. So that's a little irritating. And also the fact where it's always three women. Why? Is one woman not impactful enough? I know we had some lucky people, obviously, like Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, that got their own, one-person debut. But why does it always have to be three? Like even with Raw last night, Paige coming into the show is enough. We've all been talking about Paige. We all knew she was coming, so her by herself was enough. Why always the three women?
Well, also, I think you mentioned Carmella and Alexa Bliss, who I think were better served by not being a part of a giant group of women coming up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, I think those two were best served, and I would argue, and George Hermosa, our co-host on the pay-per-view show, would argue Alexa Bliss is objectively better than Charlotte Flair as it's presented on television right now, because Charlotte Flair, there was a lot of muddling all the way through where she was with Bayley and the Four Horsewomen and
But I have to disagree on that because Charlotte's the best, like hands down.
Yeah,
she has the best matches. She's the best wrestler. I love Alexa Bliss. I think she's awesome. But,
I'm gonna bring out the claws.
but Charlotte is way better than Alexa Bliss. All right, the thing I don't understand about this whole thing is you do 3 girls on Raw, now you have 3 girls on SmackDown. Guys, again, what are we doing? You're doing the same storyline on both shows 2 nights in a row in the front of the same crowd. Like, not even like, oh,
that is true. I didn't think that was
SmackDown's
the
in a
same
different
crowd.
city. It's same crowd, same kind of thing. Like, I don't know. The people they picked, I don't really understand it. It seems weird that they would pick all those people. And then I thought, I'm watching this. I'm like, all right, they attacked Natalya. Okay. Oh, now they're attacking Charlotte. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be so much fun. This crowd's gonna see a cash in because we have Carmella, who has a Money in the Bank briefcase. And hey, all right, if Paige can have 2 girls from NXT, why can't Carmella have 3 to help her? And she gets a little group runner because she doesn't have Ellsworth anymore. He's gone.
God bless him.
Yeah. So at least that was a whole, like, I just thought the whole thing was like, all right, they took out all of Charlotte's friends in the back. Naomi and Becky. I just thought it was like, all right, they're taking out all the girls, so then Carmella can cash in and she becomes champion. No, you just completely threw that away, and now it's not even a surprise. Even if they did that next week, it would make even more less sense. It's just crazy.
I need my turn.
Okay, your
Please.
turn.
I've been very patient. I think this is the most patient I've been in a long time because Tom is scaring me tonight. Tom has
I've been
talked.
waiting.
You have talked more this week than I think you have ever in every show combined.
I agree.
All right. First off, I am a huge fan of Ruby Riott. I am all for her going up on the main roster. I got no problem with her. She's got a very different look than everyone else. She can go. She's a pretty good talker. Love it. No problem with that. Problem with her debuting in the back. What? The fans, like you said, they're same fans. They were all also there for TakeOver. They know Ruby Riott's music. They would have popped big if that music suddenly hit.
And she beats Tamina.
No, she doesn't. Well, she can still do the run-in.
Yeah,
She doesn't even have to have an actual match. She can
Yeah.
just come out. And, well, no, Tamina looked, honestly, I can't believe I'm saying it. Tamina looked great at Survivor Series.
I was
But that's
surprised too.
No,
that's a different topic. Sarah Logan. I'm a fan of hers. I am. We haven't seen too much of her. She's definitely a good wrestler. Her character, we don't know much about yet because we haven't seen much of it. So it's still kind of in the air on what her story is. Liv Morgan is a watered-down Carmella. Because she's talking about being the Jersey girl. She dresses very similar to how Carmella dressed. She acts very similar to how Carmella acted in NXT. And the NXT crowd, as supportive and as crazy and as rabid as the NXT crowds are, especially down at the Performance Center, they are quiet when she comes to the ring. And I was really hoping, because I knew it was only a matter of time before she got called up. I was hoping that they would alter her character somewhat, and also we have something new when it comes to the main roster to leave us guessing. They've done that a few times. Some people, some have worked, some haven't. See Brodus Clay. But all of a sudden, like you were saying, Denise, she seemed lost.
Yeah.
And part of it could be nerves, which is perfectly understandable. That's a big moment. That's a big crowd to be in front of. But to me, personally, as of yet, she has shown me nothing. Now, she could totally prove me wrong and be champion a year. But then also, we have the Raw debut of Paige, kind of the out there loner. I don't want to say goth, but you know what I mean with it.
Yeah, basically.
The hot blonde, and the wild card. All of a sudden, SmackDown, we have the goth with all the tattoos, the hot blonde, and the wild card.
So we have Paige Light, Carmella Light, and I don't know who Sarah is. Light, at least, right?
I'm sorry, I kind of take offense. Liv Morgan is Alexa Bliss light.
No.
Can we get it right?
No.
Boo this man in the chat roll. No way. No way. Sorry, I gotta disagree with you on that.
And I get some people in the chat room saying how much time Liv Morgan has spent in the Performance Center. I know she has spent all that time. But if you're on the main Raw, if you're just tuned in to Raw and SmackDown, you wouldn't notice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, it doesn't matter how much time you spend in the Performance Center. I mean, there's plenty of people that have been there for, trying to get it all together for quite some while, but they're just not cutting it because not everyone is made for this business.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird call up of three people, especially when you have people like Billy and Peyton in NXT that are so ready to go, and they should have. First off, if you're gonna go back weeks, they let go of Emma. Makes no sense. No sense at all. Like, I thought when
Maybe they're paying her a lot. I don't know. Like,
when Paige was like, I'm not alone. I thought it was like, wow, this is gonna be a cool swerve, and really Emma didn't get released. They just told us that she got released, and she's really with Paige. Like, if they're gonna put people
That
with
would be
her,
cool.
that would have been a
big
cool
swerve.
Yeah, that would have been a cool moment. But no, we don't get that. So
Well, and Peyton and Billy, though, I feel like we know how great they are. And I feel like they would have done, they've always been around in the scene in NXT. But now I feel like they're going to push them and actually be, like, the top women there for now.
Unless I feel like if you don't bring those two up like after WrestleMania, then like come on, like they're gonna do, it's almost the same thing as the Bayley thing of like people like to hate them, like either they turn face or they do something like I don't know. There's just so much you can do, and those girls are so good.
Now the one positive thing though, I feel like I should say, and it was on my mind, and apparently it's on a lot of people's minds in the chat roll as well. We could see a women's Royal Rumble this year. Because now we have, now we're almost oversaturated with women between both divisions. Because now
main roster women, we're still not at 30.
No,
but they could do a 20.
Yeah.
They could do a 20-woman Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
and you can still have one or two surprises. So because obviously you have 2 full 30-person Royal Rumbles. I mean that alone it takes up nearly 3 hours of the show. So they could do that, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, like you have like say a surprise return, like you have like Victoria make a cameo, or you know, like you can still do things like that.
Yeah.
And because you have the roster now between both rosters.
I mean, you could do it. You could do a 30 and just cut the time.
You could
of like how long they're in the ring. So
you could do a 30 if you did 10 NXT women.
Right. Well,
it would be rough.
There's still a couple more months. They might add a few more for all we know at this rate. But this is just, I don't understand the story behind it. And it's one thing if there, like, we had some reason, if even the commentators would bring up, oh, this person had this history with someone. Even if we didn't know about it in NXT, to be like, oh, this person trained, Charlotte trained Ruby Riott, you know, whatever. Who knows? I'm just making stuff up right now.
Or crazy idea. Let one of them grab a microphone and tell us.
I mean, that's absurd.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Is that stupid?
That's crazy.
Or put a microphone in front of Daniel Bryan and have Daniel Bryan tell us.
No comment. Sorry, I can't.
Or at the very
this.
least, I don't know why they did that. Like no comment, as if he knows what's happening.
But yeah, the thing also is like you have these girls and they're. I'm sure they did not know this was happening until probably yesterday or today. You know what I mean? All of them.
Sure.
I'm sure there was. You know, it seems to be how things happen around here. But it's like. At least when the Shield debuted, I mean, the good thing they didn't bring those crappy actual shields they had. You know what I mean? Like they were smart about things.
Only.
But they were a unit, and we knew they were a unit the second they came out because they were at least all wearing the same thing. At least if maybe early in the day, like, hey, can we all wear the same kind of shirt?
Can we all dress like
or
Ruby
something?
Riott?
Yeah, like I mean. I get it. You need to show your own character and who you are because we already at least know some of these people or at least who they are. But can we, get on the same page of like, hey, let's try to dress alike and have some kind of purpose. And I get it. We keep getting the question of like, oh, why are they here? What's going on? But somebody could have said at least one thing tonight or last night. Like,
well, yeah, Ruby said hi to Naomi.
Yeah.
This is also why there should still be a Talking Smack. Because this would have been a perfect time for them to come in hot, talking on a Talking Smack.
Yeah.
Or at the very least have Natalya or Charlotte Flair talking about how upset they are.
Yes.
Because these two were having a barn burner, by the way.
Of course.
Like
as they always do.
We've lost sight of this because we're just ranting uncontrollably about this weird thing that just happened.
Someone in the chat is asking, why can't you guys wait for next week? Because I'm sick of waiting.
Well, and they didn't.
Well, no, we're gonna get story. I understand we're gonna get more reasoning next week. Well, we might, or they might just attack someone else and not talk again. Which, again, I'm not against them not talking. I'm against the fact that this trio makes no sense.
And
they had them debut in really the worst way possible, having them debut backstage. And it's the same exact trio that happened on Raw, just maybe a lighter version because you had the established star in Paige on Raw, and Ruby Riott was the most established of the three of them for NXT, but obviously she has not had the mainstream success as Paige yet.
Yeah.
This is frustrating. And like to answer your question, why are you guys not content waiting for next week? I think there are a couple things that can happen for us to be happy to wait for next week. If they didn't say anything, but Daniel Bryan said more than no comment, I'd be excited for next week. Ooh, mystery, similar to how the Shield debuted. The Shield didn't say anything for a while.
He could have even said like, "Oh, I'll explain more next week."
Yeah, or
just something like that.
Yep.
Or if they talk but they don't say much, or if they were all wearing the same thing and I knew they were on the same page.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, fill in the blank. Like there's like more is necessary.
Like
here.
I also, if you go back and like, it would have almost been better to see just each one of them just attack somebody by themselves. Not as a group. Not as a group. Just like Naomi only got attacked by Ruby Riott, and that was it. And then Becky is just getting attacked by one of them. And you're like, that would be more like, what is going on? Like, that would intrigue me to watch more and be like, these girls are just, and like, even if they did that separately and then all three attacked Charlotte and Natalya, then it would be like, okay, well, I guess they're all together, but I don't know.
It almost makes you wonder if 3 Girls on Raw and then SmackDown are somewhat connected where they're doing something with it. Like, where they kind of have to acknowledge it, don't you think?
No, I don't think they're going to.
You know, I mean, they're probably definitely not gonna, but everyone's thinking the same thing. Like, why isn't anyone saying that you guys are essentially version 2.0 of what we're seeing on Raw? You know, like, make note of it or something. Well, I think they did make note of it on Twitter, I believe so. But, I mean,
that's what they do.
But not everyone sees that, though, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about that on this show. It drives me nuts that things get announced on Twitter.
Yeah.
I think we've all thoroughly discussed how absurd that is sometimes.
Okay, so that rant went just about as much time as I thought it would.
That's about right.
I was pretty close in predicting that. So after that, Dana Bryan was backstage. Again, as we mentioned, the no comment. And then Owens and Zayn came up to him and said, we know we're going to get ripped limb from limb tonight because the whole roster's jealous of us. If you're going to do what I think you're going to do tonight, it will be the biggest mistake. And Dana Bryan says, good luck. Then we have the match. Steve pointed out to me, because I did not know this, lumberjacks eat pancakes.
Very true.
Because I had no idea why the New Day had pancakes. I did not understand it.
It's a bearded white guy thing.
That's why I didn't know.
We eat pancakes.
Wait, it's a what thing?
You said it's a bearded white guy thing.
Okay, yeah, that's way far from my lane.
We eat pancakes.
I think everyone eats pancakes, all right?
I love pancakes. I love them.
Just bearded white guys eat more pancakes.
I guess
yes,
so. I guess Steve eats more pancakes than I do.
We are, like, indiscriminately bigger consumers of pancakes than any other group in the world.
Xavier is dressed up as a lumberjack. I initially thought it was going to be a handicap match plus the lumberjacks, but then it just ended up being a regular tag match. It was interesting because Kofi would get thrown out of the ring early on and nobody would touch him. And then all of a sudden Sami Zayn went out of the ring. Why aren't you guys touching him? And then they all beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Of course, all chaos goes towards the end of the match. There's a point where they're outside of the ring. Corbin goes to hit, I believe it was Zayn. And Zayn ducks, and Corbin accidentally hit Bobby Roode. So now Roode is feuding for the United States title.
Obviously.
Clearly.
Seriously, that's how they're going to start this feud. I'm not kidding.
I'm kind of fine with that.
I'm fine with the feud.
Get to it,
I just love how that's how it's going to start.
Also, we made an observation when we saw all the lumberjacks that there are literally like 8 or 9 tag teams on SmackDown if you include Zayn and Owens. And there are actually less than 10 singles competitors. And I made a joke that, like, if Mike Kanellis has a good showing in a match against Jinder Mahal, he's like number 2 contender for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
Hey, he looked real good against the number 1 contender for the world title. Like, there's just no rankings.
Yeah. So all the lumberjacks start brawling with each other. They brawl on the outside of the ring. They brawl on the inside of the ring. They throw each other outside of the ring. This is Nakamura's new feud. I don't know if you noticed, but he got taken to school by Connor.
We saw it.
Connor threw Nakamura out of the ring.
Out of the Rumble already.
Connor for champion. Hashtag Connor for champion.
And
How does Nakamura get the kind of karma or placement that someone like Randy Orton gets, that you just don't make him a lumberjack?
Because he's a loser.
but like how does Shinsuke Nakamura get perceived? How do they perceive him as a big enough star?
Loser.
No, I'm trying to fight that perception.
Lost the gender twice.
How
eliminating the Survivor Series in 5 minutes.
What can he do to not be seen that way?
I have a question.
Go back to Japan? I don't know.
I think I have an answer for this, which I think would be really work out well. It seems like they're doing the Randy Orton, Kevin Owens thing. Well, I think they can do Nakamura, Sami Zayn. They had an amazing match at NXT. What was that, 2 years ago? Yeah. They haven't had a singles match again.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would help him get back into the,
That was my initial question. Who do we think? Who do we think will make Nakamura not look like a loser?
Connor. Clearly, it's Connor.
I just
Case closed. I solved that for Brizongo.
And, wait, can I just say one more thing?
All right, we got 2 minutes to wrap this up.
I know. Just the whole overall thing of this is when we all watch this, like, obviously it's written and everything, you know. I just thought the crowd was quiet for a lot of it. I know they're tired and everything, but also when they try to like do something at the end where it's like, oh, then the faces get over on the bad guys. Oh, everyone goes home happy. Blah blah blah. The thing I don't understand is when the crowd's quiet and they only pop for like little things. Like when they write this stuff out, do they think that, you know, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. Like people are going to go nuts for it, or do they know that this isn't really that good? So we're gonna give them the good thing at the end of like, oh, the faces everything's happy, and everyone can just move on to the next show. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think they almost don't think about what we want, what we think.
Does
that make any sense?
Well, I think it's like either way it's kind of like a dumb way to put it of like we don't care about the fans. We just want to do what we want to do. And then but we're going to give them a little sliver because we think that's what they want. When it's not what we want. I don't know. It's just
I
weird
wanted
to
a
me.
coherent
Sorry,
story I wanted a coherent story from this match and I didn't get it.
Oh, no, because we're out of time.
Well, yeah.
Well, in the midst of all that chaos, all of a sudden, Sami Zayn rolled up Kofi, and Zayn and Owens somehow got the win in this match, which was completely, a lot of people felt unexpected. Afterwards, Owens is trying to tell Zayn, hey, we got to get out of here. We got to run. Big E tries to stop them. Rusev gets in the way. Owens escapes. He runs through the crowd. Zayn is left all alone, gets beat down by the New Day. And then we go to the back. Kevin Owens is not running anymore. But first off, why is he in the back, like where the wrestlers are, if he went through the crowd?
He's got to get his stuff to leave.
It's supposed to be like the foolish, you know, kind of sneaky way that the heel always gets away by, like, doing these non-prideful movements.
He's clearly got
Makes
jeans
sense?
in his bag. He doesn't walk around in gym shorts.
I guess. So he runs into Daniel Bryan. He's begging Daniel, don't fire me. He gets on his knees not to fire us. And then Daniel's like, I was never going to fire you guys. I want your talent here. So next week, you're going to have a match with Randy Orton. And that's how SmackDown ends.
Weird ending.
I'd be more excited for Starrcade, which is this Saturday, to be on the WWE Network, because I actually have some questions.
Well, you're not going to get any of those answers.
It's gonna
because
be-
we're not going to know that show existed.
It's going to be live on Periscope, and I will be watching it.
Well, in the midst of all that, it's time for us to wrap up. We have a lot of turkey we need to eat.
Wait, I got to rant for like a rage. For like
There's no
another,
time.
You have 30 seconds.
There's no more time,
We're gonna start
Tom.
doing reaction videos, Tom.
Tom, God, I'm thankful that this episode's over.
You
So I don't have
loved
to.
it. You loved it. It was
I
fun.
know it was. Hey, Steve, tell people how they can reach out to you, and tell people what you're thankful for. I threw that at you.
You guys can find me on Twitter almost exclusively. I'm at Steve Kaufmann. That is Kaufmann. But I guess I'm very thankful that I have a blue checkmark next to my name on Twitter.
Hey, you shut your mouth.
It's something
shut
you're
your
very
mouth.
thankful for.
I'm like I don't understand why I don't have that yet. Tom Connoly.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TomTheCom. I'm thankful for, I don't know, family, friends, girlfriend, all that stuff. Yeah.
Aw, and raging.
Yeah, I'm raging. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Thank you for letting me rage.
Denise, thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you. It made me feel nervous saying I have to be thankful for something. I was
Yeah,
like,
I'll put the pressure.
Think Denise quick.
Don't
Anyways.
mess up.
Yeah, don't mess up. Anyways, you guys can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at _ Denise Salcedo. Also on YouTube, Denise Salcedo. And I'm thankful because we now have a new Taylor Swift album, Reputation, and my life is Taylor Swift. So that's what I'm thankful for.
I love how she had to rack her brain for that. Where I was like, of course.
And I'm wearing T Swift today.
Could have answered that for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Will Rosenberg, Instagram, The Will Rosenberg, ProSandTees.com/Christian Rosenberg, CollarandElbowBrand.com, promo code Rosenberg, just Rosenberg for that, save 10%. And I'm thankful because both CollarandElbowBrand.com and ProSandTees have Black Friday sales going on where you could save money on my t-shirts or Collar and Elbow Brand t-shirts as well. ProWrestlingTees.com. Use the promo code Black Friday. It begins this Wednesday. And if you spend over $100, you'll get a random autograph 8x10 by either a WWE legend or one of the top indie superstars. So you can buy some shirts, you can get autographs, have a grand old party. And of course, for all your other AfterBuzz TV news and gossip, follow them on Twitter at AfterBuzzTV. Thank you so much for tuning in. For Steve Kaufmann, Tom Connoly, and Denise Salcedo, I'm Christian Rosenberg. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Hater, come on, Tom.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.